Warning: viewer discretion is advised. You're born around 1650 CE in a cramped wooden house in Edo, Japan. Not into a samurai family, not into merchant wealth, just into service. Your father serves a minor samurai clan. Your mother scrubs floors in the same household. You inherit their position like you inherit your crooked teeth. No choice, no ceremony, just duty. The house smells like miso paste and old tatami mats. Breakfast is watered-down rice gruel with maybe a pickled radish if you're lucky. Your parents bow so low their foreheads nearly touch the floor whenever the master walks past. You learn to do the same before you learn to write your own name. By age 7, you're carrying water buckets that leave red marks on your shoulders. By 10, you're polishing swords you'll never be allowed to touch the hilts of. By 12, you understand the system. Samurai on top, you on the bottom. The gap between isn't just wide, it's a chasm enforced by law, tradition, and the very real threat of a blade. You're not a slave exactly. Slavery was abolished centuries ago, but you're not free either. You're a servant bound to this household by invisible chains made of obligation, hierarchy, and the fact that leaving means starving. The Tokugawa shogunate has frozen society into rigid classes. Samurai, farmers, artisans, merchants, and then you. Servants exist in the cracks, necessary but invisible. Your master is a low-ranking samurai who serves a higher-ranking samurai who serves a daimyo who serves the shogun. Everyone bows to someone, but you bow to everyone. The samurai code, Bushido, demands loyalty, honor, and discipline. For them, for you, it just demands obedience. You wake before dawn to prepare the master's breakfast. Rice must be perfect. Tea must be the right temperature. The slightest mistake means a slap or worse. One morning you serve tea half a degree too cool. The master doesn't drink it. He pours it on the floor and tells you to lick it up. You do. His children watch and laugh. You're 13 now. Your back aches from sleeping on thin mats in the servants' quarters. 6 of you share a room smaller than the master's bathroom. The walls are paper thin. You hear everything. Arguments, lovemaking. The master sharpening his swords late at night. Privacy is a luxury you'll never afford. The work never stops. Sweeping courtyards, washing clothes in freezing water, preparing meals, serving meals, cleaning after meals, mending garments, polishing armor you'll never wear, maintaining a garden you'll never sit in. Every task has rules. Every rule has consequences. One day, the master's wife accuses you of stealing a hair ornament. You didn't, but servants don't defend themselves. You bow, you apologize, you accept the punishment. 10 strikes across your back with a bamboo rod. The other servants watch in silence. No one helps. Helping means joining you on the floor. That night, another servant whispers that the master's wife simply misplaced the ornament. It was found in her own chamber. No apology comes. No acknowledgement. Your welts heal slowly. You learn that justice and truth are different things. Justice belongs to those with swords. The master has a son being trained in the warrior arts. Swordsmanship, archery, calligraphy, poetry. You're the same age, but you might as well be different species. He practices cutting straw targets. You gather the straw. He studies Confucian texts. You can barely read. He wears silk. You wear rough cotton that chafes. One afternoon, he uses you for practice. Not with a real sword, but with a wooden one. He needs a moving target for his strikes. You stand there, while he swings at you, stopping just short of contact, mostly. Sometimes the wood connects. You're not supposed to flinch. Flinching shows weakness. Showing weakness invites more strikes. You stand perfectly still while bruises bloom across your ribs. Afterward, he thanks you for your service. You bow and say it was an honor. You mean neither word. Seasons pass. A new servant arrives. A girl about your age, daughter of a farmer who couldn't pay his taxes. The samurai bought her family's debt, which means he bought her. She's assigned to serve the master's wife. You're told to show her the routines. You see terror in her eyes. You remember having that same terror once. Now, you just have exhaustion. Within a month, the master takes her to his chamber. The wife pretends not to notice. The girl emerges hours later, moving like something broken. The older servants shake their heads but say nothing. This is normal. This is expected. Samurai take what they want. Servants endure what they must. You want to comfort her, but what would you say? It gets better. It doesn't. You survive? Barely. The law protects her? It doesn't. So you say nothing. You just show her how to bow lower. The household operates on a strict hierarchy. The master on top. His wife below him. Their children below her. Then senior servants. Then you. Then newer servants. Then the dogs. Maybe you're not sure about the dogs. Everyone enforces the hierarchy. Senior servants are often crueler than the samurai themselves, desperate to maintain the tiny bit of power they have. You learn quickly. Bow to everyone. Speak only when spoken to. Never make eye contact. Anticipate needs before they're voiced. Become invisible until needed, then appear instantly. Fail at any of this, and punishment is swift. The master practices his swordsmanship daily. You maintain his blades, cleaning, oiling, polishing until you can see your reflection in the steel. The swords have names. The swords have histories. The swords matter more than you do. One day you nick your finger on a blade. Blood drops onto the polished steel. The master sees. He doesn't ask if you're hurt. He asks if you've damaged his sword. You haven't, but you apologize anyway. You clean your blood off his precious blade while your finger still drips. He watches to ensure you do it properly. Your blood stains the cleaning cloth. No one cares. A traveling merchant visits the household. He's lower in the social hierarchy than samurai, but higher than you. He treats you like furniture. The master treats him with barely concealed contempt, but necessary politeness. Commerce is beneath the warrior class, but warriors need commerce. Everyone needs someone to look down on. You're at the bottom of everyone's ladder. Years blur together. The girl who arrived broken eventually stops crying at night. She doesn't heal. She just runs out of tears. She bears the master a child, a daughter. The baby is taken away and given to a farmer family as a servant. The cycle continues. The girl asks when she'll see her daughter again. The answer is never, but no one says it aloud. She stops asking. You're 20 now. Your hands are calloused and scarred. Your back is permanently bent from bowing. You've served this household for 20 years and own nothing but the clothes you wear and a small wooden comb your mother gave you before she died. She died serving the same house, collapsed while carrying water. The master gave your father half a day to mourn before demanding he return to work. Your father returned to work. When you die, you'll receive the same courtesy. Maybe. The master's son comes of age. There's a ceremony. Elaborate, expensive, beautiful. You spend 3 days preparing for it. Cleaning, cooking, decorating. You're not invited to attend. You watch from the servant's entrance as the young master receives his swords, his adult name, his place in society. He's 14 and already has more power than you'll ever accumulate in a lifetime. After the ceremony, the household celebrates. The samurai and their guests feast on delicacies. Multiple courses, sake flowing freely, entertainment. The servants eat leftover rice in the kitchen. You're grateful for it. Leftovers from a feast are better than your usual portions. You hate that you're grateful. You hate that this feels like a good day. A famine strikes the region. The shogunate's rice distribution fails, farmers starve, merchants struggle. The samurai households tighten their belts but don't starve. They have reserves, tribute, authority. Servants eat even less than usual. Your portions shrink to almost nothing. 2 servants die that winter, one from illness, one from simple starvation. The master notes their deaths in his records. Replacements are found within a week. You're all replaceable. You've always been replaceable. An older servant teaches you a phrase. Shikata ga nai. It cannot be helped. It's what people say when faced with the unchangeable. You hear it constantly. The master's cruel? Shikata ga nai. The work is endless? Shikata ga nai. Your life is not your own? Shikata ga nai. It's acceptance disguised as wisdom. It's surrender dressed as philosophy. You repeat it anyway because what else can you do? You're 30 now. You've served half your life. You'll serve the other half. Your children, if you have any, will serve too. The system is perfect in its cruelty. Everyone knows their place. Everyone stays in their place. The alternative is chaos, or so they say. Sometimes you catch glimpses of the city beyond the household walls. Merchants laughing. Artisans proud of their work. Even farmers have their own land, however small. You have nothing. You are nothing. Just hands that serve, a back that bows, a mouth that says yes. When you die, they'll note it in a record book. Servant, died, replaced. 3 words for a whole life. No name remembered, no story told, just a gap filled quickly because the work never stops. The master needs his tea. The floors need sweeping. The swords need polishing. That is why it sucks to be a samurai's servant in Edo, Japan. Not a warrior with honor, not a merchant with freedom, not a farmer with land. Just a tool. Useful until you're broken, then discarded and replaced.